Hello everybody, welcome to Vista Ventures. I'm Caleb, and today I just want to give you guys a quick review of the Granite Gear Crown2 60-liter pack that I've been using for a little over a year now. Got about 250 miles on this guy, and so far it's performed great and I don't have hardly any complaints about it. I'd classify this pack as kind of an in-between pack, in between like a traditional backpack, maybe like a traditional Osprey or REI or Duder or something like that, and then bridges the gap between like a true ultralight pack, maybe something like a Z-Packs or light AF pack or something like that. So I was coming from a REI Crest Trail 70-liter pack, which weighed in right around 4.5 pounds, so not insignificant amount of weight. And so I was kind of looking for a pack that kind of fit the bill, right in between. Wasn't quite ready to shell out the money for a Cuban fiber ultralight pack or something like that. So I kind of kicked around a couple different options. Finally kind of come down to between the Gossamer Gear Mariposa and the Granite Gear Crown2 60 here, and after kind of doing some research and kicking around what I thought would work best for my system, ended up going with the Granite Gear, and I gotta say that I'm been extremely satisfied with the performance of this pack so far. It's nice, weighs in right around 38 ounces with everything. That there's also some modularity to this pack, so there are pieces that you can take on and off, but with everything on, it weighs right around 38 and a half ounces. This is kind of the regular size pack that does come in 3 different sizes: a small, regular, and then a large version. So with that, we'll kind of get into the features here, and I'll start with the outside of the pack, and then we'll kind of transition to the inside. So this pack is set up just kind of like a traditional backpack, if you will, where it has a brain top lid here, some side pockets here for your water bottle holders, a mesh sleeve here on the outside, and it's just got some compression straps throughout, and then also has a hip belt over here on this side. Now you have to ignore, for sake of this review, I'm going to leave this Z-Packs pouch on here. Obviously the pack does not come with that on it, but it's kind of a pain in the butt to take on and off, so I'm going to leave that on there. And then on this side, you got your shoulder straps, load lifters, and then just a back panel here. Now one thing to note on this pack, and I assume it's probably similar with a bunch of the other packs that are kind of these lighter weight packs, that all of the webbing and stuff is somewhat minimalist compared to what you might see on a traditional Osprey or something. Trying to cut some weight out, so they're using thinner materials, but so far, at least with this pack, I haven't noticed any issues from using those whatsoever, so everything has worked out great. So we'll start up here with the top lid. You can see they've got these 4 attachment points here on the top if you wanted to throw some shock cord or something on there, give yourself a little bit of extra storage if you wanted to put a jacket or rain jacket or something on top of here. And then with the top lid here, opens up, and this gives you an additional, I believe it's like 5 liters of storage, which this is really nice. A lot of the kind of packs I was looking at, some of them had lids and some of them didn't, and for me, I just wasn't quite ready to part ways with my lid. I like keeping a lot of the stuff that I use throughout the day real handy in this top lid. Usually put my lunch for the day, maybe water filled or something like that up here. So I was really glad to find that this pack still featured a top lid, and it's been great. Haven't had any issues with the zipper or anything like that. It's been working great. So we'll transfer down here to the side, and just got a water bottle pouch on either side. No big surprises there. Most packs have those. So these pouches do hold 2 1-liter water bottles. So I grabbed a couple water bottles here to put in there. As you can see, 2 1-liter guys fit in there really nice. Now I will say one slight critique I have about this pack is if I zoom in here, you'll see they've got this threading going around the top of this water bottle pocket, and it's the same on the other side. That just serves to kind of keep tension on this on the top, so it can't really stretch way out and end up having your water bottle fall out. When you've got this pack fully loaded down with all your gear, if it's kind of bulging out a little bit, it can kind of be a pain in the butt to get these water bottles in and out. It's not a critical deal for me because I've got a system rigged up where I just have a carabiner on here and then just have it hooked on the daisy chain. So it's not really a big deal, but for those of you that might be used to getting a water bottle in and out of your side pouch, that might be kind of a pain if you're running with the pack, you know, kind of fully loaded. Now transitioning on around the pack, it has a really nice mesh panel here, just, you know, big stretchy mesh pocket, which I really like being able to put gear that I want to be able to grab really fast, like a rain jacket or something like that. And also it's nice to have these on any pack just for wet gear or anything like that that you want to be able to put back there and have it dry out a little bit throughout the day. So to kind of demonstrate the size of this guy for you, just got a t-shirt here, shove that down in there. Outdoor Research rain jacket, put that down in there. I usually like to keep that in this pocket. If it does kick up a rain or something, I can just quickly drop the pack and grab that out. And then I've just got a little synthetic jacket there, tuck that down in there. And then you still got, you know, maybe 2 fist size of space up here at the top if you needed to put a little bit extra in. So we'll zoom in on this a little bit to give you a better look. Alright, so as you can see, you know, that pocket ate that up pretty good, and there's still, you know, 2 fist size space up here at the top if you needed to put another shirt or jacket or a hat or anything like that in there. Now this is a good time to mention one of the other nice features of this pack are these compression straps that they've got going the whole way around. So if we go back over here to where the water bottle pocket is, you'll see we've got a strap here, and then it's hard to see, but if I come over here, down inside the water bottle pocket is actually another strap. If I pull this back, see it actually runs the whole way across, and then it connects up over here. This is kind of this connection point here between the straps, and then they continue around, and then it's the same thing over here on the other side. So there's kind of a total of 6 of these compression straps going the whole way around the pack. That makes it really nice once you've got the thing fully loaded down, got all your stuff in there. You can just go the whole way around the pack and just crank all them down and keep the load on your back really secure. Tighten it up as tight as you can get it to your back. You know, just kind of alleviate a little bit of the load on you, and it's really nice. Just keeps everything nice and tight, keeps it from shifting around on you. Now another pretty standard feature on most packs, and sure enough this pack also features them, is they've just got some trekking pole storage loops down here. Just run the tip of your trekking pole down through there. Now the somewhat unique thing is that it doesn't have standalone like a top cord lock or anything like that to wrap around the handle of the trekking pole and then just lock it down. What I usually do is I'll just undo this side compression strap here, run that around the trekking pole, and then just lock it off, or I'll also sometimes just ram it down in the corner of the water bottle pocket here, which, you know, works out fine. But it does have the trekking pole storage loop, so it's nice if you need to, you know, store your trekking poles, you're going over some rocky terrain, something like that. It does have those, and they function great. Now spinning the pack around, just got the back panel here and the shoulder straps, and these are again a little bit more minimal than what you would see on, you know, some Ospreys or like the REI pack that I was using previously. But you know, with the weight savings, it's got to come from somewhere. But we'll say that these straps pretty comfortable, even if you're running you know, right at the top load limit of right around 30 pounds is what I've carried in this fairly often, and that seems to be about the sweet spot. You get, you know, closer to, you know, 33, 35, something like that, you know, it starts to be a little bit of you know, a pain on you. But right around 30 pounds, you know, these shoulder straps and everything haul the load pretty comfortably. Now another thing with this pack is it actually has functional load lifters on here, which was something I was also really excited about, because I was really used to, you know, having those on my previous pack, and it's nice once you got everything cinched down to, you know, just cinch these guys down a little bit and just transfer a lot of that load down to your hips. So I was really happy that this pack also had those, and they work great, same as you'd expect from load lifters on any other pack. Now this down the shoulder strap, it does have the strap here is sewed on there in like a daisy chain pattern. So you've got, you know, 3-4 different tie out points on here that if you want to put a, you know, a carabiner with a water bottle or anything like that, or like what I've done over here, got one of the Z-Packs shoulder pouches and just kind of cinch that guy on there. Big fan of having daisy chain on your shoulder straps on any pack, just because it's nice being able to have that versatility to be able to add, you know, add stuff, whatever you need on here, just for your convenience, however you want to set up your specific pack. Now getting into the back panel itself, we'll flip the shoulder straps here out of the way a little bit. It's just kind of got this nice foam cut out here, and then it has just a real fine mesh running over it, which is really nice. It's not, you know, a full frame backpack or anything like that like my previous pack, but it does provide enough support and enough rigidity to, you know, transfer that load down to your hips. And also these cutouts and everything in here do provide some ventilation for you. Now we'll get into here in a minute, but there's also actually a removable plastic frame sheet in here that you can choose to either leave in the pack for, you know, maximum support, or you can choose to take it out of the pack, however you want to run your system. Now this pack does also feature a hip belt down here that has pockets, you know, integrated pockets on each side, which are nice. They're plenty big enough to store, you know, your Cliff Bars and, you know, pair of gloves, your map, something like that. And these have been working really great, and the padding is definitely adequate for the load rating that this pack is rated for. You know, helps, you know, really take the load and transfer it to your hips and provides plenty of support and cushion. I haven't had any issue with it, you know, rubbing my hips or anything like that. And then it just has, you know, some 1-inch webbing with a buckle down here. Now, one of the unique things about this hip belt is that it's also removable, and not only is it removable, it's also resizable. So that's kind of one of the claims to fame for Granite Gear with this pack, is it incorporates what's called their Refit hip belt system. So I'll get this guy taken out of here and show you guys how that works. So how this comes out is it's just Velcroed on the inside. So you kind of get in there with your hands, break the Velcro loose, and then you can actually just pull the hip belt out. So this is the hip belt once you take it out of there. And what you'll see is it's just got these markings on there for your particular waist size, and then it's just got Velcro backing on here. So what they've really marketed this for is for people that are through hiking and stuff that are losing a lot of weight from the time they start till the time they get done. So rather than having to either get a whole new pack or, you know, buy a completely new hip belt like the Gossamer Gear Mariposa, you kind of have to pick your hip belt size, and then you're kind of married to it unless you know, spend another 40, 50, 60 bucks and, you know, get another one. So the nice thing about this is that it's all in one, and you can adjust it, you know, however you want, and also kind of gives you the ability to get a bit of a custom fit to your pack. So adjusting it is really easy. All you got to do is it's just Velcro. So you just kind of undo it however you want, and then just kind of move it. You know, say you need to be up here 28 or something, just kind of lock that down, and then you just kind of feed it back into the pack and apply some pressure here, get the Velcro to stick on that side. And I've never had any issue, which I was kind of hesitant about. Was like wondering, is this going to work loose or anything in the pack, and, you know, end up, you know, the hip belts, you know, coming out really wide or something. But I haven't had any issues at all with, you know, with this coming undone. Once you've got this Velcroed on here and then Velcroed inside the pack, I mean, she locks down really well, and I haven't had any issues with it coming undone. So the other kind of somewhat added advantage of this is also for through hikers or even people maybe doing a kind of a long section hike, that if you need to leave your pack, maybe you want to leave it at camp or something, you don't want to be toting it around town, you could just remove your hip belt here, and then you just kind of use the pockets here as just kind of a fanny pack. So that's just kind of another added bonus of being able to just kind of quickly remove this. So this has been working out great. See the actual only spots of where I've found on the whole pack from me using it here for about 250 miles are right here. It's just starting to wear just a little bit on either side just from rubbing, but nothing too bad. So definitely big fan of this system, especially maybe even in the winter months or something. If you got some extra clothes on or something and you need just a little bit more room, nice being able to have that adjustment and being able to kind of customize the fit of your hip belt to your specific body type. And like I said, putting it back in is just the reverse of how you took it out. Just kind of feed it in through. And then once you've got it fed through there, just kind of pat it down there, and that gets the Velcro on the inside here to just kind of latch against that, and then it isn't going anywhere. Like I said, haven't had any issues with that moving around. They did a really good job designing this Refit hip belt system. Alright, so now we'll dive into the inside of the pack, but just before I do that, I'll unclip the lid here and flip it forward. Also talking about the modularity of this pack, the top lid here is also removable if you want. Just undoes a clip right there and then one over there. I've seen a couple people do mods where if you unclip this and then take your hip belt off, you can kind of clip this around the hip belt a little bit and kind of make a little bit of a summit pack or something, or maybe a bigger version of a town pack or something if you wanted to have, you didn't have a fanny pack or anything like that to walk around town. So just kind of a nice feature to be able to do that. You can either choose to keep the top lid on there, as I do, or if you've kind of evolved your system to where you don't use a top lid anymore, you don't want it, you can just quickly unclip it and it'll just come right off, and then you're just left with a roll top pack here. So getting into the roll top here, one nice thing that I do like is that rather than just having a single strap running over the middle, it's kind of got this V strap here coming over to a central point. Can be a little bit tricky to make sure you're tensioning it the same, but pretty much as long as you just grab the center of this guy and tension it down, it just tensions them both at the same rate, and works really great. Really good for securing, maybe you got a bare canister or something, or a chair or anything like that you want to have under here. Frequently I'll put my sit pad up here. I've also put my closed cell foam thermarest up here in the past, my Z-Lite, and it's worked great. Rather than just having that that one strap through the middle, having this V kind of gives it just a little bit extra support, and clamps it down really well, keeps it from shifting around on the top of the pack. So if we undo this will also allow you to see that they've got marked here on the top. The pack is also hydration compatible out of either side, whether you want it running down the left side or the right side over here. There's just a transfer right through here, and then there's a hole down through here that you'd run your bladder tube down through. So getting into the pack, there's nothing nothing real surprising about this. Just kind of unroll this guy, and you can see kind of how much that unrolls. If you needed to have, get some extra storage or something, and you just roll it once or twice. This pack is pretty sizable. It's plenty big enough for anything that I've found that I've needed so far. So undoing it, we'll get into the inside, and I've just got a couple quilts in there just to kind of give it some volume while we're talking. So getting into the pack here, the fabric is just a nylon, and I believe it's also got a kind of a water resistant coating on it. Now it's water resistant, far from waterproof. I still carry a rain cover to put over this, anytime it gets more than a sprinkler or anything, just kind of keep the thing from getting wet. But if you do get caught in a real quick shower or something, I believe it is treated with some water resistant coating on here, so keep your stuff from getting wet on you immediately. So let me get these quilts out of here so you can see the inside a little bit better. Alright, so other than this one big main compartment, it also has this zippered compartment here in the back. You unzip that, and this is where if you were running a camelback, a water bladder or something like that, that's where you would store that guy. And they do have a clip here that you clip the top of the water bladder onto, and then there's a hole here for you to feed the hose out through. And it does offer you either to go down your left shoulder or your right shoulder, however you're running your system. Now what this pocket also does is it also stores the frame sheet into this pack, which is completely removable. So pull that out for you guys to have a look at. So this is just a die cut plastic sheet here that helps transfer a lot of the weight down off your shoulders to your hips, and this works really well, and the weight penalty of this is only 6 ounces. So I highly recommend using it if your your pack weight's 25 plus pounds. But once you maybe get your system dialed down to where you're 20 pounds or under for your trail weight, then by all means, whatever works for you. If you want to take her out and leave it at home, you can, or you can choose to just keep it in the pack. Now the bottom of the pack does offer a thicker denier nylon than the rest of the pack, just to kind of give it some extra durability and protection against the ground and stuff as you're picking the pack up, setting it back down on the ground, things like that. So that's just a nice feature that Granite Gear added to this pack, just kind of give it that extra durability. Alright, so let's get into the actual cost of this pack, what something like this would set you back. Now this pack I got, like I said, a little over a year ago. Bought direct from Granite Gear, and I believe it was about 200 bucks at that time. I think it was $199 was what I ended up paying for this guy. Now what I have noticed is, since buying this, that Granite Gear, it looks like they offer a sale maybe once or twice a year where they might put these guys on sale for 25% off. So that's definitely some significant savings. I would recommend that if you're looking to pick up one of these packs and you don't need a pack right away, that you definitely just keep an eye out if they do put on one of those sales on Memorial Day, Labor Day, something like that. Definitely recommend taking advantage of that and just saving that extra money on this pack. Now coming in at a price point of about 200 bucks, this guy's actually right in line with most of the Osprey packs, or kind of the traditional backpacks out there. If anything, a little bit less, because a lot of those can generally run maybe 250, 280, something like that. So I was definitely pleasantly surprised that this guy's only 200 bucks, and with the added benefit of the weight savings, which is what I was particularly looking for. My previous pack kind of had all the same features as this, but I was just trying to cut some weight as we were starting to hike longer and longer miles, and this guy definitely fit the bill for what I was looking for. Alright, so let's get into kind of my final thoughts on the pack here. I would say the biggest advantage of this pack is its modularity. Having the ability to kind of set it up however you want. If you want to ditch the top lid, you can take that out. Saves like 1.2 ounces or something. If you want to run it with or without the frame sheet, depending on what sort of load you're carrying, you can do that. And then also with the Refit hip belt system down here, being able to dial that into your specific body type. And then also having the ability to, if you're running an ultralight setup or something, you also have the ability, if you want to just completely ditch the hip belt altogether, you can do that. So I like that Granite Gear gives you the ability to have all of this modularity, and you don't have to kind of purchase it a la carte like what you'd have to do with the Gossamer Gear Mariposa, where you're just buying the pack and then you got to buy the hip belt separately. I like that Granite Gear offers it. It's just one complete package. You get everything, and then you can choose to take or leave whatever you want, for your specific gear loadouts and things like that. So that's definitely the biggest advantage to me. I would say that the niche that this pack fits into is kind of that in-betweener pack. it just kind of fits right in between kind of your traditional, ospreys, packs, things like that, maybe they're running 3.5, 4 pounds, something like that. I mean, they've got all that, fancy suspension and the extra padding and everything like that. But if you're just, starting to dial your system down where you're getting to where you can head out for a multi-day trip with, something like 25 to 30 pounds in your back, say this is definitely a good pack to look at, because it gives you the ability to just kind of dial your system down, but also gives you the ability to, with the frame sheet and everything, if you do, run a little bit of higher weight, sometimes you can have that extra support to help you carry that. So with all the modularity of this pack, being able to, run it fully stocked at about, with this, regular size pack is about 38 ounces, where if you were running it or completely bare bones, you want to ditch, ditch the hip belt, ditch the top lid here, ditch the frame sheet. I mean, you can easily get a pack, this pack down to, below 2 pounds easy, probably below 30 ounces. Which is really nice, having that modularity that, if you buy this pack and then, a couple years down the road you start getting some more and more, ultralight gear or something, you can just kind of keep dialing this pack down and also reducing your base weight without having to, purchase a whole new pack. So I think that's a really nice feature of this pack. Alright guys, well, that'll wrap up my review of the Granite Gear Crown2 60-liter pack here. Again, couldn't be more satisfied with it, and really hoping this review is able to help somebody out if maybe they're looking at reducing their weight of their pack and maybe getting into something more in this range of 2.5 pound pack. Highly recommend this guy. Haven't had any issues with it. So feel free to drop in the comments if you got any questions about this pack that I didn't go over. I'll be happy to try to answer them for you. And feel free to let us know what sort of packs you guys are using, what you like, what you don't like. Always interested in knowing what everybody's using out there. So with that, as always guys, get outdoors, have fun, and embrace the uphill. Till next time, this is Vista Ventures.